Riots explode overnight in Baltimore, Maryland.
The state's governor has declared a state of emergency as intentionally set fires burned through the night.
And earlier in the day, protesters clashed with police, damaging police cars and injuring at least 15 officers. The rioting and violence followed the funeral of Freddie Gray, the man who died of a spinal injury while in police custody. CBS 2's Diane Macedo is monitoring the developments for us this morning. Diane.
Good morning, Mary. The city is now turning to the National Guard to keep the peace after those riots erupted, resulting in several arrests and, as you mentioned some injured officers. But while it all happened in Freddie Gray's name, Gray's family is denouncing the violence.
Freddie Gray's mother urged the people of Baltimore not to resort to violence over her son's death.
I want y'all to get justice for my son, but don't do it like this here.
Gloria Darden was referring to hours of chaos on the streets of Baltimore as rioters looted and destroyed businesses, set fire to patrol cars, and pelted police with rocks, injuring at least 15 officers.
I have declared a state of emergency. These acts of violence and destruction of property cannot and will not be tolerated.
Governor Larry Hogan also enlisted help from the National Guard, whose troops arrived just after midnight as the mayor defended against criticism they should have acted sooner.
We've seen what happens when other jurisdictions have overreacted and brought in resources that escalated the violence on the street, and I didn't want that to happen in Baltimore.
The riots began hours after a funeral for 25-year-old Freddie Gray, who died on April 19th of a spinal injury he received while in police custody. Police reported more than 24 arrests, but at least one mother took matters into her own hands after catching a young man believed to be her son participating in the riots.
She started smacking him on the head because she was so embarrassed. I wish I had more parents that took charge of the kids out there tonight.
And this is the scene in Baltimore right now, looking fairly calm at the moment, but you can see police there in their riot gear. And as I mentioned, the National Guard is also there on the scene to try to keep the peace. Meanwhile, the Orioles postponed their game against the White Sox last night. No word yet on a makeup date or what will happen with tonight's game, but one option they are exploring is possibly playing during the day at Camden Yards instead.